Hi guys, it's Bryce Perrin, owner of CPAP Direct. In this video, I'm going to give you my prediction as far as the time frame that we are likely to be looking at for the release of the ResMed AirSense 11 CPAP device in the Australian market. As you know, ResMed are a market leader, in fact a world leader on the CPAP stage. They're an Australian company. In fact, all of the ResMed devices that we sell in CPAP Direct stores across Australia are actually made in Australia in the Bella Vista manufacturing plant in New South Wales. ResMed are a phenomenal company that have done huge things on the global scale, and there's been a lot of turbulent times in the last 12 to 18 months which has affected many CPAP manufacturing companies and also the industry in general. Specifically, about 12 months ago, we had the global recall by Philips with the DreamStation, which saw them pull out of the US market, and then straight after that, the Australian market with this massive recall, which was hugely disruptive. This left both ResMed and Fisher & Paykel a massive void to try and fill, and it's not just a simple matter of going, oh, we'll just ramp up production. There's a whole heap of other complications that go behind that to be able to try and fill the void, because there's forecasting and all sorts of things that go into any sort of business that is in manufacturing, and to jump in to fill a void that big that quickly just can't happen. On top of that, straight after that, almost like a perfect storm, we've seen major global shortages of microchips, which have affected the automotive industry. In fact, just about every single industry, because those chips are in just about everything that you see these days. And the shortage of that have also seen prices go up, manufacturing go up. There's been primary materials, freight, all sorts of different price rises which have hit the markets, and also affected the availability of primary materials that need to go into building the AirSense 10 range, let alone a brand new device which is set up and was launched in America. However, you've got to remember that Australia is only 3% of the market that ResMed has to service. The big market is the US, which is where the AirSense 11 has been released. So in my mind, it doesn't really make sense that if they're struggling to be able to produce enough units for that market, that they're going to be able to release it in Australia when they already have a strong manufacturing chain going for the ResMed AirSense 10. Now, with recent announcements by ResMed, with more component shortages on the way and some other things affecting the business, the company is obviously having to pivot and move in order to keep production going of the AirSense 10. And for that reason, I believe we're not going to see the AirSense 11 launch in Australia anytime this year. I think my prediction is it's going to be well into 2023 before we see the first ResMed AirSense 11s launching in Australia. Now, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. However, I wanted you to know that if you're sitting on the fence there going, I'm going to upgrade my machine and I want to go to the AirSense 11, you're probably going to be waiting a little while. So don't hold out for it at this point. The AirSense 10 device is a solid unit that, let's face it, is going to be treating apnea just as well as the AirSense 11. It's hard to really improve on the numbers that they already get out of that device from a like a noise level and a compliance and an algorithm perspective, because it's a phenomenal machine already. And if you're in the market for a new CPAP machine and you need to get one shortly, I'm afraid my prediction is it's not going to be an AirSense 11. Hope that helps. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but if you have any questions or you want to have a chat about your therapy, please check out our website cpap.com.au or drop into any CPAP Direct store anywhere around Australia.